Good morning, students. Today we are going to learn about History, Unit 5, the Classical World. Introduction. We will learn about the classical civilization of Greece, the age of Pericles, a republic and later become an empire Rome, contribution of Rome to world civilization, classical China and its achievements, the origin of Christianity and its spread in Eastern Roman Empire. The classical era was at its height a chain of empires from Rome to Persia to Persia began to emerge. The expansion of major civilization eliminated the geographical gap and paved the way for inter-regional trade contacts and cultural exchange. This led to transmission of ideas, technology and art. First topic, Greece, the Hellenic world. Until 8th century BC, Greece was not different from the rest of the world. People were illiterate, craft specialization was primitive and life was difficult. With the exception of Sparta, agriculture was limited by the mountainous terrain. Next, Acropolis, a fortified city of ancient Greeks on a hill in Athens, is an illustrative example of their advancement. Though the city-states fought each other, they were bound together by trade, by a common alphabet, similar religious practices and next topic, Greeks' victory over Persians. King Darius BC 550-486, who was heading a great empire in Persia, desired to conquer the Greek city-states. The Greeks or Hellenes fought patriotically and defeated the Persian army at Marathon in 490 BC. Xerxes' King Darius' successor conducted another expedition. Next topic, Athenian democracy. In Athens, the pressure from below resulted in the replacement of both oligarchy and tyranny by democracy. The lawmaking power in Athens was vested in an assembly open to all freemen. Judges and lower officials were chosen by lots. The history of many Greek city-states was one of continual struggles by the rich landowners against democracy. The only exception was Athens, where democracy survived for about 200 years. Next topic, Pericles. 461 to 429 BC. Athens had a great leader, Pericles, who held power for 30 years. During his rule, Athens and Sparta were continuously at war with each other. This war is known as Peloponnesian War. Athens, despite hostility and disturbance from Sparta, became a noble city with magnificent buildings. There were great artists and great thinkers. Historians therefore call this is the age of Pericles. Next topic, beginnings of Hellenistic civilization. The Greek city-states did not have an elaborate bureaucracy. They were therefore able to show a greater dynamism. Under Alexander the Great, the Greeks were able to establish a kingdom in Macedonia. The Greek school of science, mathematics, and philosophy reached its peak in the Greek Egyptian city of Alexandria. Cultural development that took place rapidly after Alexander's death 323 BC is called Hellenistic civilization. Next heading, Rome, the Hellenistic world, Roman Republic. In the beginning, Rome was a society of agriculturists organized through lineages. Out of this developed a hereditary ruling class. Roman people were divided into two classes, patricians, rich landlords, and plebeians, common citizens. Next topic, class war between patricians and plebeians. Prisoners of war were enslaved in Rome. Thus, Rome produced a new labor force for the rich to exploit. Big landholders bought slaves cheaply and used them to cultivate their estates. The slave population grew, and by the 1st century BC, there were 2 million slaves. Tiberius Gracchus and Gaius Gracchus, though partisans, voiced their opinion in the favor of poor peasants. The martyrdom of the Gracchus brothers played a decisive role in the transformation of the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. A major source of revenue to the Roman state was slave trade. The island of Delos became a great slave market. Next topic, transfer of power from consuls to emperor. When Marius became consul with the support of the Equites, he made an attempt to push through a land distribution bill in the Senate. This led to violence. The allies of Marius were killed. This resulted in a civil war between the followers of Marius and Sulla. Next, slave revolts. There were more slave revolts in Rome than in Greece. The revolt of Spartacus was the most famous. It began in 73 BC, involving about 70,000 slaves. The revolt threatened the poor in Rome. Next topic, establishment of principate. The civil wars over social issues ended only to be replaced by civil wars between generals. Marius and Cinna against Sulla, Pompey against Julius Caesar. After Caesar's death, Brutus and Cassius against Mark Antony and Octavian, Caesar's nephew. And finally, Octavian against Mark Antony. The rich, old and new alike felt that allowing Octavian, now called Augustus. Augustus called himself imperator, equivalent to the English word emperor. Next topic, society under principate. During the period of principate, the imperial ruling class became far more prosperous than under the republic. The period witnessed a great influx of luxury goods such as silk, spices, and gems from the east. The most distinguished writers of the Augustan age brought glory to the empire. Pliny the Elder completed a voluminous encyclopedia of science. He called it Natural History. Seneca was another well-known author of an encyclopedia of science. Horace, in his Odes, developed a philosophy that combined Epicurean justification of pleasure with stoic bravery in the face of trouble. Livy was more a prose stylist than a historian. The best known historian was Tacitus. After the death of Augustus in 14 AD, Rome had few enlightened and capable rulers. External invasions and the decline of Roman Empire. The empire, facing threats from barbarian incursions, depended on expensive mercenary armies. In AD 330, the center of the empire moved from Italy to the Greek-speaking city of Byzantium, but it was difficult to rule the western parts from such a distance. Next topic, empire building in East Asia, China. Fall of Qin dynasty. Wang Xing, popularly known as Sil Huangti, meaning the first emperor, entered the age of warring states in China. He crushed all local rulers and established a strong central government. Next topic, Han dynasty and expansion of Chinese territories. Han dynasty 206 BC, AD 220, founded by Liu Pang, flourished for 400 years. Their capital was Chang'an. The most popular and powerful ruler was Wuti. His generals succeeded in driving away the Huns in the north. Thus, the Han Empire once again threw open the Silk Road for trade. A large export trade mainly in silk, reached as far as the Roman Empire. At the beginning of Christian era, the Han Empire rivaled that of Rome in size and wealth. Han emperors found it extremely difficult to control the big landowners. So, after some decades of consolidation, China saw the emergence of several rival kingdoms marked by civil wars in North China. Next topic, rise of Christianity. After Jesus' purification, St. Paul started spreading the Christian doctrine. Paul succeeded in his effort and Christianity gradually spread. Romans were prepared to tolerate Christianity, but the refusal of the Christians to pay respect to the emperor's image was viewed as political treason. It led to the persecution of Christians. Their property was confiscated and they were thrown to the lions. Christianity thus became the official religion of the empire. Next topic, Byzantium. The Byzantine emperors who ruled from the city of Constantinople for about 1000 years called themselves Romans, but their language was Greek. The splendor of Constantinople, with its luxurious royal palaces, its libraries, its scholars familiar with the writings of Greeks and Romans, and its fascinating Saint Sophia Cathedral, are the legacies they have left behind. Next, the economics of the empire's provinces were in the hands of large local landowners. The small peasants always lived on the edge of poverty. The fundamental weakness of Byzantine civilization stood exposed when the participants of Fourth Crusade pillaged it and ruled it. The Tartarian Empire finally fell into the Ottoman Turks in 1453. Thank you, students. I hope you will understand this lesson.